is. Okay, Angels Camp on the 49. It's an old, gold mining town from the 1800s. Pretty cool. That's pretty much it. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and I just opened it all up. It's a beautiful day. Got nice views out all the windows, and I'm looking here at the Stanislaus Traveler. It covers Sequoia, Stanislaus, Sierra National Forests, I guess. Tells you all the things, the activities there are to do. And in there, it's got Calaveras Ranger District, Black Springs area. Features recently opened OHV accessible campground, Black Springs OHV campground. Multiple staging areas, close access to Highway 4, and over 100 miles of connecting OHV trails. And then there was a map handout that went along with it. And let's see this now. Okay. Black Springs Campground is right here. That little thing right there. And all these trails here, excuse me, over 100 miles of them out into the Sierra for riding. I've been here for a week and a half, and there has been only one other person that has pulled in here and stayed for a night or two, and that's it. Now, this Wednesday, and coming up is Memorial Day weekend, and last night and this morning, 2 people have pulled in. Actually, the person that came in last night, yeah, still back there. The red pickup truck, and then this morning 2 people came in. There's a big 5th wheel toy hauler back there, and then that trailer there. That trailer there, I think he just dropped it and then went to work or something, just so he'd have it here this weekend. So we'll see. The whole thing will probably fill up before the end of the day, or before the end of the week for sure, just for the Memorial Day weekend. But I bet you any other time you come up here, it's there's nobody else around. You can't beat having free wood too. There we go. Let's see if I can get this thing right. Oh, well, I'll just talk to you like this. Well, I've had peace and solitude most of the time I've been here, but we're going to get some people. I noticed that these people down here have children that came up, and dogs and stuff, and that'll be interesting when we have Memorial Day weekend. It gets crowded. When I was here, when the other group of people that were here, they were young adults, maybe late teens or young adults, and they, when they got drunk, they would have a racetrack around this hundreds of miles of trails to ride your ATVs on, and instead they had a racetrack around the campsite, the campground area, the road through the campground, and getting sideways on this gravel and stuff. And I was just waiting for the ambulance to have to come, but you just have to take a deep breath and say, hey, it's entertainment, something else is going on. Then I've had it completely quiet, and now getting some families in here, and God knows who else by Memorial Day weekend. So it'll be entertainment, and the good thing is I'll feel a lot more comfortable going deeper on these trails when I've got some people also out there, so I can follow on some and see what's going on. So that I'm not all by myself. So it just gives you a little bit. It's nice going out there by yourself and just being careful and sightseeing and everything. But if there's other people around, it gives you the peace of mind of knowing that you're not going to get stranded out there or something like that. But either way, there's pros and cons of both, and I kind of enjoy both. But I've had a lot of it to myself in solitude, so it'll be fun to see what happens this weekend when it's packed. I enjoy both. I'm gonna make some breakfast, and then I'm gonna go on a little search in the car to see on my phone where it's service, because it's T-Mobile, and I also have T-Mobile internet. So if I can find a place where there's good internet, that'd be good, because I haven't had internet up until now. Oh, kind of recapping a little bit. This will be my third video from the Stanislaus National Forest up here in the Sierra, and I've been up here since the 16th of May. April, I spent at the whole month of April, I spent at Lakeside RV Resort in Pahrump, Nevada, and then I drove the 40 to 45 minutes to Vegas to see like one show a week. I went and saw John Anderson, the singer from Yes, the B-52s at the Venetian, the Eagles at the Sphere. I had tickets to the Dead and Company at the Sphere, and I was too sick with a cold from blasting my air conditioning all the time to attend to that, so I sold them on Ticketmaster. Then on the 26th, I went to AC/DC at Allegiant Stadium. And then on the 30th, I went to Sammy Hagar and Joe Satriani doing a lot of Van Halen stuff. In May, I went back to San Diego. Then I was listening to a lot of spiritual channels on my YouTube, and they got me freaked out about the end of the world. And so I was gonna head for Denver. So, and I don't even want to get into explaining the whole thing; it'd take too long. So anyway, I took off from San Diego to Barstow. I went to this place by the Valley of Fire where they sell fireworks, and people can set them off right there. And it was like a free fireworks show for hours and hours. People were shooting off all these fireworks there. It was totally fun. And then I went to Beaver, Utah, Arches, Utah, Moab, swung down through Monument Valley. I tried to go to the Valley of the Gods, but it's not, this rig can't get in there. I mean, I would have messed it up trying to get in there from the entrance that I saw that Google tried to take me on. Anyway, then I went to Monument Valley. I ended up staying at Golding's. Then I went to the Grand Canyon, to the South Rim, to the Desert View overlook. Then I drove all the way down through the 17 through Arizona to the 10. Went then another, I think it was a 95. Went down through Quartzsite, Yuma, thunderstorms all night. Went from Yuma to San Diego the next day. Was in San Diego for a while. Went to lunch with Margie and Joe and Susie, and then I headed north to LA and then the Sierras. And I'm all the way up east of Stockton at the Stanislaus National Forest in the High Sierra. I'm at 6,500 feet at Black Springs off-highway vehicle High Sierra location campground for 13 days. Okay. And up here, I've driven the 4 up to the Ebbets Pass, which is crazy, 27% slope, which is when you hit 7% on the Grapevine, all the trucks are down to low gears, and it's like everybody's freaking out because of the grade is so steep. Well, can you imagine 27%? It's crazy, and it's real sharp turns up there. But it's not for a long ways that it's like that. But it's right up by the pass, and then going down the other side. Okay. There's a lot of meadows and lakes and stuff, and there's supposed to be places to fish. One thing about fishing, my retirement, I've done a lot up in Washington. I was doing a lot at that Lake Crystal or whatever, that big giant lake up there. But other than that, during the pandemic, they stopped stocking these lakes, and also on all the places where the salmon were, they're trying to, get the species to come back. So they were trying to limit or not have fishing. So I haven't done a whole lot of fishing in the year and a half that I've been doing this, but I'm going to increase that. I got the small dirt bike at first, the Honda 125, and I upgraded to the KLX 300 for dirt bike riding, and it's way better, by the way. I always have the power to get up grades and stuff now, and I'm kind of heavy, so it was the 125 wasn't quite enough when it was really steep. Now I've got the power to do whatever I want, and it's kind of a trade-off. You're looking at between the weight of the thing and the power, because you got to be able to pick it up if you crash off trail, and you got to be able to pick the thing up. And mine weighs about 310 pounds. I can't remember what the other one weighed, but it was pretty close to the same weight. Anyway, I'm glad I have that. It's opened up a new world of the campgrounds for the off-highway vehicles, which is they don't have reservations, and they're always empty from what I've seen, and they also are made for bigger vehicles, because you go to these national parks and stuff, they want to keep your RV the size of 22 feet or smaller, or some of them, and around there. But anyway, the OHV places, it said up to 60 feet, so which got me looking, and there are places that big up here, and that people don't know about them. They're empty, and there's all the trails to ride on, as well as you have all the other activities that you have in any other Sierra thing. You can go hiking, or you go find a place to fish, or any of the other camping activities. Plus, then it just opens up another thing for you to do, and you can also just use it as mine has a license plate, so I can use it as just a light transportation vehicle around the area. Okay, so I'm staying here through the end of this month. Okay, and people are starting to show up now. Today's the Wednesday, the 21st, and they're starting to show up now for the Memorial Day weekend, and that'll be interesting, because whatever group comes through, you kind of just when in Rome, roll with whatever their thing was. I saw like I was saying, I saw the group of young adults that were turning the campground into a raceway, but it was only for a few hours while they were drunk on a Saturday afternoon or whatever, and then they were quiet the rest of the time. And this looks like it's going to be families and dogs and stuff, so I doubt that they'll put up with anybody doing that. But 100 miles of trails all around on the outside to ride if you want to do that. And after Memorial Day weekend is over, I'm going to stay for right around 3 days, maybe a little bit longer, and then I've got to head down to LA. Got reservations in a RV park that cost me way too much down there, so I could see a show at the Whiskey A Go Go with Jimmy Sakura, who is a student of Jimmy Page. He's Japanese. He's been studying him for his whole life, and he can play it exactly. I mean, I'm sure he's better than Jimmy Page would be if he got up there right now and tried to redo his 70s shows, because he doesn't play that much. But this guy, he's got him down, and his band is playing at the Whiskey. And I paid for the pre-show and the after show, and the after show also has an acoustic set, and and you can get in early so you can get your elbows up on the stage, and there's no seats, so unless you're going to be in a booth in the back, and then you're not going to see anything. So I got that, so I'm gonna do that. I think they sell the booths now for like a couple $100 or something like that. Used to be $25 a show with the booth was $100 to reserve it, but it's gone up, and I'm just talking in the last few years. Anyway, if I can work it out with the RV park down there, there's a show on the 9th of September down there with Adler's Appetite. Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses, the original drummer that got fired in the 90s. And then he was on a rehab show, 10 years ago or something, and with Dr. Drew, and so he's kind of famous. Well, I saw on YouTube that he had played somewhere on the East Coast, and they had it on YouTube to show. And his singer sounds exactly like Axl did, which isn't easy to do in back in the day when they first became popular. The real high shrieking voice, and the guitarist is awesome. He looks a lot like Slash, but he doesn't try to look like Slash, but they play the songs, the whole band plays the songs right, and the singer sounds good. And I'd say they probably sound better than Guns N' Roses sounds today, the real Guns N' Roses, because everybody gets old. The Axl's voice can't do those things anymore, and but this new guy can. So that'd be cool to see, and it's cheap. Whiskey Go-Go shows are cheap, so if you can go there in the tiny club and stand there the whole time, but it's also a famous location. It's fun to do on the Hollywood Strip. That'd be about all I could handle. I don't know if I want to do more than 2 shows. I got to see what else is going on then, and what I can work out at the RV park, because it was already expensive enough for 2 nights. But it's no skin off my nose. If I can just do the one show and escape, I'll go back to another place like this, a different place. But next time, I'm just going to take a little bit more time to make sure I got the internet and cell phone coverage too. Like, I talked to Patty for a little while from right where I'm sitting, but it cuts off. And the same thing with the internet. You can get it for a second, the page, and then it cuts off. So next, I'm sure there's areas where they have the same type of thing, and there is coverage, and then you have it all, really, because I can be self-contained without hookups easily, and it's just whether I have the internet coverage or not. So it just gives you more options of things to do with your time. Anyway, I'm going to head out now and kind of search this area for that, what I just talked about. Also, I got to dig out an old gas cap because I left mine at the gas station, and I think I have an old one in there somewhere I'm going to put on. And those 2 things are what I'm going to do right now. So, nice talking to you.